go and check out the office, see what goodies away.
Yeah, you know, I think this is one of the first times we actually did an office. This was a no questions asked deal.
You said...
I asked questions. He said, no questions asked. But I said, it's too late. I've already asked one. He said, I'm not going to answer you because it's simply not important.
Right.
And besides, I got a good deal. As long as you take over responsibility for this plate and all that encompasses.
Entails.
He used encompass.
Why do you think he owns a junkyard? Junkyard people are known for malapropisms.
Well, junkyard people, they have their own slang.
Their own lingo.
Getting a car, you know, that's...
Getting a car, bringing a car to the junkyard.
Yeah,
they call that sliding the pipe.
Sliding the pipe.
Right,
That's right.
And the disassembling it, what was that called? You remember?
Well, that's called cutting the ham. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you get a car with new tires on it, oh, that one's got legs. And a vehicle that still has a heating system. Buns in the oven. That's right.
Yeah.
That one's got buns in the oven.
Yeah.
Well, you have to learn these things when you go to the junkyard and try to deal with these guys.
I know, because people are going to come up and if you don't know the lingo.
I know, that's why they put out the Junkyard Dictionary.
That's right.
You can go to the junkyard with this, just like going to a foreign country.
Right.
For instance, if I'm a customer,
Right.
and I come in and I say, listen, I need a new control panel for a 68 Dodge.
Right. Why don't you slide it around the bend? They
I
understand
what he's talking about.
Right.
I'm fresh off the street.
Right. And they had a nickname, didn't they, for people who were fresh off the street in green?
Yeah, popsicles or puppies. I mean, that's a great thing. That's why I got this one. We don't have to do any work.
No, I know. We
If
just have
someone
to
comes
see
in and they want something, you say, here are the tools that you might need.
Right.
I got some tools.
Right. How much were they? You get a deal on it?
Well, there was no questions asked. I'm not sure if they work. But hey, that's up to the customer.
Right.
You can bring your own to it. If you got to get the nuts off a wheel, that's called holding the rim. Yeah, you say, yeah, you want to hold the rim? Go take a look at some of the tools there. Oh, how about new taillights? So if you want new taillights, you have to say, you got any ass flash? It's rather pompous. I don't know, maybe we should try and be more affable. We'll be the affable junkyard.
Oh, so we won't use all that lingo.
Well, we'll help people out.
Oh, we'll provide a translation service.
I'll get a pointer and a PowerPoint.
Right.
And we can, as we speak, we can point.
For example, let's say you were moving the taillight. What did you say? It was the ash flash. Right?
Ash flash.
All right. So I think that's when you remove a taillight, that's dimming the ash flash.
Yeah, you're dimming the ash
flash.
flash.
So you could have a video of someone, quote unquote, dimming the ash flash, right? And it would show somebody removing a taillight.
Yeah, and you go to the car and you say, they send you to a car and say, go, there's a Dodge, you can get an ass flasher there. And you go and you look, and if there isn't one there, if you come back, you can't say, hey, there's no rear taillight. You have to say, there's a hole in the ass. That means that there's no taillight.
Right.
It's rather, I guess they like it. They're always trying to make it sound rather toilet talk.
Yeah, well, what's your job?
Well, I used to be a hitman. I would go and hit people for the mafia. I didn't kill them.
You would just hit them like with a punch in the face?
Well, I'd hit them. I was the shoulder guy. I'd hit them in the shoulder. I was the first line of warning. You know what they're paying me? Minimum wage. Right. Minimum wage to go punch someone in the shoulder.
By the hour?
Yeah, so I didn't get paid too much. How long does it take to punch someone?
This seems like some fly-by-night kind of mafia organization. I mean, who really was it?
It was Lloyd's Automotive.
Lloyd's Automotive. It's not a name that inspires fear.
I wouldn't trust him with my car, that's for sure. But he doesn't make very much money because he's a lousy mechanic. So he figures he'll go into the mafia.
Is he a Don?
Well, his middle name's Don. Lloyd Don's Automotive.
Right.
His last name is Automotive. That's why he became a mechanic.
Ah, I see. How do you spell Don?
D-A-W-N. He's very touchy about that because, of course, it's a girl's name.
Right.
That's why he wants to start the mafia, to prove his manhood.
We have concluded our broadcast schedule for today. Good night.
I think that's when you remove a taillight, that's dimming the ash flash.
Yeah, you're dimming the ash flash.
Right, so you could have a video of someone, quote unquote, dimming the ash flash, right? And it would show somebody removing a taillight.
Yeah, and you go to the car and you say, they send you to a car and say, go, there's a Dodge, you can get an ass flasher there. And you go and you look, and if there isn't one there, if you come back, you can't say, hey, there's no rear taillight. You have to say, there's a hole in the ass. That means that there's no taillight.
Right. Well, when he said no questions asked, right, he didn't say it in plain English, right? There was a phrase for no questions asked, wasn't there?
Listen, if you want this junkyard, then you're gonna have
to fly it up your rim.
How are we supposed to know that?
Well, you figured it out.
Well, I had the dictionary.
Right.
I got one from Lloyd. Well, you know those gremlins, if you need an engine in a gremlin, because they're hard to find in gremlins, you know, you have to say, I need a drop in the Kaibo. Drop in the Kaibo. It's kind of like an insult against the car that we have to get on the ball with that.
You don't finish anything. Look at your zipper. It's 3/4 of the way up. Look at that shirt. One arm is out.
Oh, I know. And one shoe is untied.
You dropped your beer. Is that why you dropped your beer?
Oh,
Jeez.
You see, I've got to get out more. Well, you know those gremlins, if you need an engine in a gremlin, because they're hard to find in gremlins, you know, you have to say, I need a drop in the Kaibo. Drop in the Kaibo. That means you want to drop a new slant six. It's like a secret society.
Right.
The
Nations.
junk dealers. The nations. That's right. You don't. Junk dealers, they get together seasonally. They call that burn the hound. You know? They burn old cars. You know, they just have a lot of old cars. And they just burn them. Yeah. Well, that's when the steel collectors come.
Right.
So they fling in the ball.
They fling it. They'll often toss it, but those guys are big. Right? They got big arms and all that.
The way they like to show off.
Yeah.
Go watch Sonny Paul. He's gonna go fling the bone, and people go look.
And plus, they have funny names.
I saw a guy lift a Pinto.
Right. Oh, just over his head, right?
And throw it on the flat.
I know. They were flinging the bone.
Well, I was impressed.
Yeah. Well, that guy, what was that guy's name?
He was known as Flat Face Etzel.
Oh, right, Flat Face Etzel.
He looked like the grill of an Etzel.
Right.
Well, he was actually hit by a Gretzel.
Yeah, well, that's by a Gretzel, by an Etzel. Yeah.
Well, the Gretzel, that was chopped a gremlin and an Etzel.
Right.
And that was called the Gretzel. It was only one of them. And he got hit by one.
He's the only one that, I mean, he still has the impression on his face. So that's why he called flat face. I think the nose survived. It
did?
Yeah, his nose was so strong that that part of his face was completely unaffected.
Oh, he punctured the radiator.
He punctured the radiator.
Yeah, that was impressive.
I know, with his nose.
And what about when someone buys a tire from us and then they put it on their vehicle and it blows? Yeah, but we take the car, no question asked. Yeah. You take the parts, no questions asked. So if you blow a tire and you complain to us, well, that's just called hot air up the rind hole. Carburate the nozzle.
That's blowing your nose.
Yeah, that's when you have
like
cold.
company. Yeah,
you have blowing.
Yeah, you're blowing the
nozzle. And you got to phone in sick. You call it. I got to carburate the nozzle.
Right.
If someone's looking for a convertible, you say, "Oh, you're looking for some skin off the top." It gives confidence to the caller, right? They feel
if we know
they're
what they're
phoning a professional.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of secrets in this junkyard. Hey, maybe we'll find some money.
That's right.
As long as you don't find any bodies. Well, finding a body in the trunk when you're a junkyard dealer.
That's splitting a hot dog open.
Splitting a hot dog is just finding body parts.
Right. Right. You're right.
That's not a whole body.
Right. Finding a whole body is tossing a hamburger.
That's something else. That's when you just find the clothes.
It sounds like you're dying to tell me what it is.
I know.
Everything I've said you've dismissed.
Well, you know, I've been doing some studying and reading, so I think when you find a whole body, that's called finding Carl. It's kind of a euphemism. It helps you deal with the situation.
All right. Well, how are you feeling?
Well, I think we should go for lunch.
All right, let's go.
We have concluded our broadcast schedule for today. Good night.
Better than a old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog.
Do you know who made the first Chesterfield?
Bob
Chesterfield.
Wasn't he related to Bob Sofa?
Yeah, Bob Sofa, but Bob Sofa didn't invent the sofa.
No.
Someone used it, but he fell asleep on a sofa, and then he was packaged and sent to Taiwan.
Bob Chesterfield or Bob Sofa?
Bob Sofa.
Right.
And so Bob Chesterfield, he thought that was so funny that he named it Chesterfield after Bob Sofa and called it a sofa.
Right.
After Bob
Sofa, right.
The whole advertising campaign was, be careful, this Chesterfield is so comfortable, you might end up like Bob Sofa.
Remember there was this very large man, like 600 pounds. There's a show about it called Half Ton Dad.
You need a strong Chesterfield.
You need a strong,
and you'd need steel girders in there.
That's right.
And the foam. They had it when I was testing the foam for the company when they were hitting me with cars and throwing me off roofs. There was a 600-pound man there testing out foam. they would see if he could compress the foam.
Right,
And
right.
they developed a piece of foam. So
To
the
test it for a
600-pound
person,
man
yeah.
sat on a piece of sofa, and they finally got one that didn't compress.
Right. So like concrete.
Yeah, it was made out of concrete.
Right. So this is a
It was
concrete
a slab of
sofa.
concrete.
Yeah.
So they made a couch. That was a difference.
So there's Chesterfields, sofas, and couches.
Well, that was after a Wilbur couch.
Wilbur couch.
Yeah, he invented the first cement couch.
Did he go by Will?
He probably did.
He probably did, but
because
you don't know.
people like to abbreviate names.
Yeah.
It's more friendly.
It's always the first part. They never go. They don't usually go by the last part. Like
Burr.
Burr.
Well, it could be Burr.
Burr couch.
Burr couch. Well, no, but they would think there's thorns like burrs.
Oh, Burrs, not Burr.
Burr.
Not
Burr
that
is
type
a
of Burr.
scratch.
Right,
That's
those
not
little
good.
round
Burr
things.
couch.
Right.
A Burr couch has to sound comfortable.
Right, people are going to think it's a couch made of burrs.
Yeah,
That
but it
would
was
be
made out of
quite common.
concrete in this
It was
case.
made out of concrete. Right,
Yeah.
Right. There's another movie called Wilbur about some guy who
Yes,
maybe it wasn't
Wilbur.
snakes. Maybe it wasn't.
I think it is Wilbur.
Is it? It was about rats, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Rats like couches.
Well, they do. They like comfortable things. They like darkness, I think.
Yeah, I'm not much interested in rats. I have a much greater interest in couches.
Right. Well, yeah, because you can lie on couches. You can't lie on rats. Well, you can lie on rats, but
They won't like it.
they won't
be in
like
big
it.
trouble.
We have concluded our broadcast schedule for today. Good night.